So, J-Mac, I went and I burrowed into the stats this morning on the Chicago Bears last year at this time to this year. And I went to all of last year's Bears games, and then I went to the 5 they played. They're 3-2 this morning. And it's amazing. They're a touchdown better exactly per game than last year. So remember, 7 of the 12 losses for the Bears last year, we talked about this a lot in the offseason. 7 of the 12 losses were one possession. So do you think an additional touchdown? Last year they averaged 18.2, this year 25.2. So between the organizational structure improvement, the play design, and the play calling, the Chicago Bears have found their coach, and he's worth about a touchdown a game to Caleb Williams. A touchdown a game's a lot. I predicted before the season that Mike Vrabel, his staff, and the new free agents and the draft picks would be worth about 6, and I thought I was being, a little optimistic. 7 a game. And much better first quarter team, tremendous energy. Ben Johnson gets credit for that. They can win on the road. They can win close. Caleb Williams was good enough. He's never going to be 69% completion guy. His ball placement is still mid, but he's gifted. He makes all the throws. And what you have with Caleb Williams is all this firepower, all this strength, all this horsepower. And Ben Johnson is just pushing it in the right direction. And Caleb is very amenable to all the coaching. That's not always the case. Caleb deserves credit there. A great head coach can't fix everything. But the Bears didn't need to fix everything. They needed to upgrade their O-line. They spent money on it. They needed to stop turning the ball over. They needed to, score in the first quarter. So, and again, I look at the Bears today and I think they can go toe-to-toe athletically and toe-to-toe physically with probably anybody in the league not named the Chiefs. They can go toe-to-toe with coaching, toe-to-toe with athletes. Wide receiver, running back, tight end, they got dudes. Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden. Swift was a monster last night. Now, right now, today, Jaden Daniels is more refined and the more accurate quarterback. But he made mistakes. They had a pick, they had a couple fumbles, and sometimes in the NFL, it's this simple. Win the turnover battle. Like the team that does wins like 70% in the league. It was the Bears last night that were more buttoned up. It was the Bears last night that didn't make critical mistakes. Anybody in Chicago, any Bear fan will tell you the mistakes Washington made last night, that's what the Bears have been doing the last 15 years. So sometimes improvement is just incremental, step by step, head in the right direction. But with Ben Johnson and an ascending quarterback, they are officially worth a touchdown more per game. And oh, by the way, they can score first now, meaning they're playing often with a lead. I mean, 13-0, boom, we're leading on the road. I don't even know, how do you quantify how important that is? So last year they were 28th in scoring. Now they're top 10, and I think we all admit the operational stuff isn't 100% there yet, but it's close. It's not 100% there, but it's close. So I think I think between the money they spent in the O-line, Burden, I'd like to see more Loveland. I'd like to see more of him. But I think last night is what the Bears should look like on most Sundays or Mondays. That's what they should look like. Explosive. Yeah, when your kid's gotten Fs and Ds, a B- feels pretty good. You're not going to call the teacher, have a parent-teacher meeting. B- you'll settle for. So I think a lot of it, they're better statistically. Their production's better. The look is better. The vibe is better. The energy last night, I mean, they were coming out of their uniforms. They were flying all over the field. If you're a Bears fan, you won on the road again. Can you say winning streak? And we'll talk about the schedule later, but, I mean, you even took a reclamation project at kicker. Yeah, you had one blocked. Again, this was a B- performance, and your quarterback wasn't as accurate, but you took a lead. You win the turnover battle. You were the cleaner team. You didn't make the critical mistakes. Again, when you've been getting Ds, a B to a B- feels great. If you're a Bear fan, the other thing that's very encouraging is, I mean, they can play a lot better than this. I mean, they can absolutely play better than this. They were solid. They were good. They were good enough to win. But there's a lot left here. We'll talk about their schedule coming up. Okay, now trouble. Remember when the Warriors, you remember this, the Warriors had Mark Jackson, a defensive coach, and everybody liked Mark Jackson. But Steph Curry needed something else, and they went and hired Steve Kerr, and the rest is history. I know Mark Jackson. I like Mark Jackson. I'd hire Mark Jackson as a coach. But Steph Curry needed Steve Kerr. And I kind of feel like Sean McDermott's the Mark Jackson. When's the last time you watched the Bills and went, man, they are super creative? I watch Andy Reid. I think they're broken, or at least stuck. And Andy Reid, the McVays, Sean Payton, they're like great engineers. They can tweak, go under the hood, rebuild the offensive line quickly, play design, play calling, nothing but clever. I kind of feel like Josh Allen can feel it. Once again, because they've paid him, you got to cut back on the defense. And Sean McDermott with average defensive personnel, they're bad against the run. They're bad against the run. I think you have to make a move at the trade deadline. How many years can you waste? Burrow's out again. Chargers beat up. Lamar and the Ravens are falling apart. This may be a moment. Harbaugh's teams are only getting better. Mike Vrabel got 5-6 games with Drake May. They've now officially become first place New England Patriots. You think they're getting worse or better? But I kind of feel like they're stuck. And I think Josh Allen knows it. And I think you can see the body language. The Bills have faced the easiest schedule in the league so far. And their 4 wins are against teams that are 3-21. They were not better than New England. That was not a shocker when you watched it. New England was better. And they're only getting better. I watched Atlanta last night. They had Bijan Robinson and Drake London. Those were the 2 big playmakers on the field. Atlanta was better. Penix, by the way, looks pretty good. So I don't think this is surprising. I just think Buffalo, they need to find playmakers. They need to add juice. And I'm not sure McDermott's it. And I think Josh Allen is a great kid and wouldn't say it publicly. But when's the last time you watched a Bills game? Like you do with the Chiefs regularly. Or a McVay team. And you went, whoa. Or Kyle Shanahan. I don't see it. And that doesn't mean McDermott's like a great supervisor. Like a total pro, knows what he's doing. But you better not waste these years. Burrow's going to be healthy eventually. Baltimore's going to, we think, be healthier eventually. Harbaugh and Sean Payton have young quarterbacks. They're not getting worse. Vrabel and Drake May going nowhere, probably better than you now. The Buffalo Bills, do they make the herd hierarchy top 10? Because I've watched them now back-to-back weekends. And I'm telling you, New England's only getting better, and I'm watching Bijan Robinson and Drake London. Michael Penix, did you notice this last night? How comfortable he was? You know who's never comfortable? Quarterbacks playing the Chiefs. You watch the Chiefs and you watch the Bills over the last 48 hours. You think Buffalo can compete with that? I do not.